Direction.
Okay, we are live now. पीटीआई में मैंने शेयर करा दिया है। Hello guys, sorry for the delay today. We will starting in next 10 minutes more. So if you have any question related to previous webinars, just ask it. We'll answer you in this 10 minutes while we set up.
Hello, this is Om. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible now.
ठीक है. Okay, great. So let me invite Udit and guys, please let me host this one today.
Yeah, you host it. I am just you invite to this. Let us answer all the questions of the webinars.
Okay, we are already live.
We are already live.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys. So welcome to Bloggers World next webinar, where we'll be showing you a few basics about PBNs, the private blog networks. We'll have Udit Goenka, the founder CEO of GoPBN and Power Up Hosting, very soon with us in a couple of minutes. Let me invite him live, and we'll take it from there. Just give me a moment.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, hi Udit. We are live with about 70 people with
Hello?
us.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Udit. Am I audible?
Hello?
Yeah, oh man, you both are audible now.
Okay, awesome. Udit, we are live. There are about 70
Mm.
people watching us.
Oh, I can't hear you at all.
Udit, we
Hello?
are live right now with more than 75 people
I'm not
watching
sure,
us.
but I cannot hear you guys for some reason.
Udit, this is Sars
Hello?
here. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Udit, you
Udit.
are audible. This is
Yeah, yeah, it's audible now.
awesome, awesome. So we are live with about 80 people right now,
Okay.
and in a couple of minutes we should cross 100.
Okay.
So thanks to all the bloggers who have been awake till like 12:40 to
Yeah,
join.
yeah, and the most like amazing part was the energy. Like it was really amazing to see all the energy from everyone. Like they were just curious and they were just like excited to hear more about PBN, and I hope I can live up to that expectation. I can share as much as I can.
Right, right. And sincere apologies from me and Udit for being little late. Udit
No,
was
it's completely fine. Like we are like owls, you know. We stay awake late every single night.
absolutely, absolutely. Right. So, without further ado, I'll hand it over to Udit Goenka, founder CEO of GoPBN and Power of Hosting, to enlighten us about the power of PBNs. Go ahead, Udit.
Okay, perfect. Let me just share my screen. Uh,
Absolutely.
okay, can people see my screen?
Uh,
Please do leave comments so that I know like all the discussions and everything. And how do I see all the comments by any chance? Like,
so we will keep reading it out for you because if you open up the YouTube, the voice will echo and you will have like two live sessions which
okay,
interfere with each other. So I'll ping you the live link for YouTube, and I and Sahaj will keep moderating the comments.
okay. And this is weird. I'm trying to share my screen, but it's like going in Inception.
Just you don't open any YouTube again and share your screen. That's it.
Sorry.
Just you don't open that Hangout window and just share your screen once.
Okay, just a moment. Hmm.
I have already made you presentator. So just share your screen.
Okay, so you can see my screen now. Just
Yeah,
want to make sure everything is perfect before, like, so that I can start working on it.
yeah, we are able to see your screen. Just minimize this window. Yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
perfect.
That's cool. Awesome.
Okay, perfect. So, hello everyone, and I hope each one of you are very excited. This is going to be an amazing session, and I hope I can deliver as much as possible. This workshop is this entire webinar that we're going to be doing. It's actually like it's going to be around 10 hours worth of content, so it's going to be very difficult for me to pack this up in 2 hours. So what Om and I decided was we'll split this up into 5 different webinars, and we'll begin with the very first part, which will be the introduction, so that we know that everyone knows what is PBN, and not just by the name, but they actually know what is PBN and some of the basic things, which is very important, because most of the times what people try to do is they just start jumping into some of the very advanced technique. But it's very important that you learn the basics, and the more you spend time learning the basics, the better your roots will be, and the quickly you can adapt even the different kinds of SEO techniques that exist. So this is one of the most advanced technique that people, companies, and even corporates are using, because PBNs, it just works. And this webinar is going to be PBNs with Udit Goenka. So let's begin.
Right. Sorry, Udit, if you will allow me a minute.
Yeah,
So
sure.
there are like three basic questions that people keep asking every now and then, right?
Okay.
So, number one is, since when have PBNs been in existence?
Okay. PBNs has been in existence for the past 10 years.
Right. So I wouldn't name, but then I've been with companies like About.com, RightHub, and places. So without mentioning any specific names who have been using, I can certainly vouch for the fact that a lot of big companies are using PBNs. Maybe not openly,
Yeah,
but then behind the
the fact is, since majority of the SEO techniques are like completely open now, PBN was one such technique that was never open, and
right,
until recently, I would say like the last 3 years, this is when a lot of PBNs and a lot of companies have started coming in, like, and a lot of small uh, like bloggers have started blogging about it due to the fact that these bloggers, they provide a lot of services, so they started advertising about it, and this is when PBNs really started getting noticed a lot.
right. And second thing, a lot of people say, it is 2017. Does it still work?
Yes, I have over 1000 PBNs, and just give me your affiliate site, I can rank it if you want. So it works.
That's a fair answer. And number three that they always say is this good enough for newbies? If I'm new to blogging, this is my first or second blog. Is this something for me, or is it something that I'm gonna do after, let's say, doing 10 blogs?
No, if you have just started a new blog, then I wouldn't recommend you to build a PBN and just link it up to your money site, because it doesn't look natural. Like, okay, you have built a new blog, so let's think it as Google's point of view as well. You have built a blog, and the first link that you're getting is such a high domain authority and like page authority. How is that possible? So practically that
Right.
is not possible, because it's a brand new blog. Or if you have just started out, like, the first link that you are getting is PBN. So at that stage, you need to keep a hold on it, build your blog a bit more, let it age. I would say don't start unless and until your domain age is at least 3 months, because the first 3 months is usually when you are into that sandbox period. So if
Right.
it's yeah, go ahead, Om.
So, final question before we start the session. So, who is the target audience? You are saying somebody who has started out blogging at least 4 months before,
At least 3 to 4 months at the very least.
right? And we are talking about somebody who's ready to invest what quantum of money on the SEO budget.
SEO can be done with SEO. Do you mean just PBNs, or you mean like the entire SEO?
Yeah, I mean, including PBNs, if he's vouching on PBNs and
I would say you can start your SEO campaigns for around like $100. And if you can write very well, and if you can do your own SEO, for example, if you can build your own Web 2.0, and if you can scrap your own domains, and if you can write
right,
contents on your own expired domains, right? Then the cost will
right,
drastically go down. So it depends upon how much work do you want to outsource, and how much work do you want to do yourself. So let's say if you're ready to do everything by yourself, then an expired
mhm,
domain will just cost you $10. That's about it. Web 2.0 is freely available to register. All you have to do is just write content. So your SEO budget can even be as low as just $10 to $20, or it can be like $100 or $200. It just depends upon how much work you want to outsource and how much work you want to do by yourself.
absolutely got the answer. Right then, let them not hold their horses. I'll hand it over to you.
All right,
It's
perfect.
all
Thank you so
yours.
much, Rob. All right, so I'll go forward from here. So this is gonna be the PBN with Udit Goenka session. Oh my God.
Yes.
So what is this PBN? Like, I keep hearing about this PBN all the time, like PBN, PBN, PBN. And I'm sure like everyone who is watching this YouTube webinar had a smile on their face, and they are wondering as well, what is PBN? And this is why this entire webinar is over here. So PBN basically stands for private blog network, and it's a ninja only technique to rank your sites better. Crazy, right? So do keep a note on this little guy, because he wants a link. He just needs a link. That's it. And we all can relate to it, because we all want those links. But who the heck I am? So I know that's what you are thinking, and let me just introduce. So I'm Udit Goenka, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Power Up Hosting, GoPBN, and I'm author at uditgoenka.com. Also, I'm running a small SEO agency under GoPBN. That's just a small introduction about me. And I hope that guy that you see looks a bit like me. I think the people who have met me would be able to answer this question, and I'm gonna ask this question when we do a Q&A. Okay, so moving forward, I'm going to be telling you a small story, and this story is going to be about Neil. And Neil is each one of you who's watching this webinar, because each one of you would be able to relate to Neil. Neil runs a blog, and everyone, he writes every day, he survives every day, and he's just looking to rank his blog. And I'm sure that each one of us are trying to do the same so that we can build traffic, we can build audience, and we can monetize it in different ways. And one thing matters the most is link. And every time Neil gets link, he just gets very excited, and he gets very happy. So if you see this happy smile on his face, is because maybe he just got a backlink from a good domain authority. But the happiness happens only a few times in several months or year, because it's just very difficult to get backlinks on your brand new blog, or even a 6 month old blog, or even a year old blog, because the competition is so intense that each one of us is looking for a spot, and Google can only offer 10 spots, out of which the top 3 spots are always reserved by majority of the authority sites. And this is when Neil thinks, and he becomes sad. And then, damn, he discovers private blog network, and he is amazed, because this technique so far was only used by, as Om said, like about.com and all the top authorities and top sites that exist on the web. And this is something that is now coming out of the shell, and people have started using it slowly. And so when Neil finds this out, uh, he then starts exploring more about PBN. So I hope the small story of Neil that I have just shared with you, each one of you can relate to that story, and each one of you might be wondering that, yes, this is the problem. Like, I'm writing awesome contents, I have built an awesome blog, I've built everything which is fantastic, but still I'm not ranking. And why some crazy guy who has just written some crappy contents is still writing and is still ranking for all the keywords that I'm targeting? That is only because he has built a lot of good quality links. And when I say quality, I do mean quality links, because you can go spam if you want, but eventually you are going to get penalized. So I would never ever recommend you to do that. Make sure that always keep your blogs keeping long term in perspective, have patience, and build links, and build PBN. And we're going to be coming on to more into PBN, and I'll be explaining further. So what exactly is a private blog network? Let me explain. PBN is a gray hat technique where you build multiple blogs on expired or shared domain to build backlinks. Now, if you see this small diagram over here, this small chart is basically, just a moment. Okay. So this small chart is just gonna this diagram is just gonna show you what PBN is all about, and how the link building basically works. And PBNs are nothing but just multiple sites that you're building. So if you see this money site right in between, this is your blog. This is what you want to rank. And in order to do that, there are a few methods. You're going to guest post, or you're just going to outreach, or you're just going to start submitting your site to every possible place, or you'll start building some traffic via social media. But the social media traffic is not very consistent. So at that stage, SEO is one of the biggest reasons why you can get natural and organic traffic. And in order to do that, now you need to start building up ways where you can start getting links in more and more ways. And this is where PBNs come into picture, because what you can do is you can start building multiple blogs instead of just one blog. And You can write contents, you can write related contents on those blogs, and you can just point that to your money site. So let me take an example over here. Let's say you have built abc.com, that's your money site, or to make it simpler, let's call it just moneysite.com. And your money site is dealing in tech niche. So what are you going to do? Tech niche is like heavily dominated by by blogs like TechCrunch, and there are even several more out there, and it's very difficult to outrank them. So at that stage, what are you going to do? You have no other ways left, because those companies, those corporates, and even other companies out there, either like other blogs out there, everyone is already building PBNs. Each one of them are already building links in some or the other way. So you, when you're just starting out in your niche, you already have tough competition, and your competitors are using this technique for a long time. So you're left with no choice, but you have to build more blogs. You cannot just survive building one blog. And this is what PBN is all about. It's not complicated at all. The concept of how a PBN works is, um, you grab a piece of expired domain, and when I say an expired domain, these domains have backlinks on it. So there could be some abc.com that has already expired, and I wish abc.com is available. I would have registered, but sadly it's not. So, but yeah, keeping the joke part aside, what I would say is, let's assume that abc.com is an expired domain that that you have just found. That domain probably has a lot of links, either from Forbes Inc., or it can be any other site. And we're going to be covering how to search for expired domain in our session 2, because there's going to be a lot of process, and there's going to be a lot of like hosting part and the expired domain part that will be involved. So make sure that you stay updated, and get in touch with Ashish and Om, because we're going to be organizing the session 2 very soon. So make sure to stay updated. And back to our topic then. So what we basically do is we get the expired domain, and after that we just start building it. We just start treating the expired domain as yet another blog. So what you will end up doing is, you will build another tech site that will support your main site. And in order to do that, you will just start writing contents, more contents about tech, and then you will just build an anchor text link to your money site. Now, one PBN can be so powerful that if you are on page 10, you can just move to page 5 or page 4 or page 3 with just one very good link. That's the power of PBN, because PBN is built on expired domain. Expired domain already has an age on it. It already has a lot of backlinks on it, and the entire juice is then passed to your money site. And this is where it can really benefit you, and it can really push you to start pushing up the main keyword that you're ranking for. And all you have to do is just start working on multiple of these PBNs to support your money site. Now the best part is, not only you're going to build and rank for your keywords, but you're going to start developing and building a better domain authority for your money site. And this is where you can really start making money, either from your PBNs, or you can start making money from your money site, because the moment the domain authority goes up, you can start selling your links. This is just some of the monetization tips that I'm giving you. You can start selling links on your like money site, and you can get a good like $100 or $200 for just one good link if you start building up a good domain profile for your money site. So this is basically what PBN is all about. But something that's very important that people should keep in mind is, PBNs are nothing but yet another blog. You need to start treating your PBNs not as just PBNs, but yet another blog, because a lot of times, a lot of those bloggers, they write things like, don't use PBN. PBNs are not safe. You can get de-indexed because of using PBNs, but all those are not true. They are just scare tactics, because if more and more people start getting into the PBN industry, that means the number of domains that exist, the number of expired domain that exist is the same, but the number of people that are coming in every single day to set up PBNs is increasing. So that is what something those bloggers or those people who are writing negative about PBNs, they don't want. So instead of being scared of, this is a fantastic opportunity coming for you, because you can start monetizing your PBNs in multiple ways. But to do that, and in order to build a very long-term PBN, this is one of the biggest reasons why none of my PBNs have ever got de-indexed, is due to the fact that I treat all my PBNs as just another blog. I don't treat them PBNs at all. And what you need to do in order to build those PBNs look as yet another blog, this is something I'm going to be covering at the later part of this session. So make sure that you do not sleep if you have any plans, and you have to stay awake for the next few hours at the very least. So moving forward, this is a quote that I came up with: when life gives you low ranking, make PBNs. So if you love this quote, you can go ahead and share it on like Facebook or Twitter or wherever you want. So I'm going to be giving you 8 reasons to build PBNs and really just start working on your PBN. All of you require high quality converting traffic. Each one of you wants to rank. If your competitors are already using uh, the PBN technique, then why not you? Why do you have to step back because someone has just scared you from not using PBN? Do not do that. If you want to start ranking, make sure that you start building up links and do include PBN as one of your the most competitive strategy in order to get boost for your desired keyword right away. If you're in tough niche, for example, if you're in health niche, I'm sure how many of you must be struggling to rank because that niche is just very difficult, because each one daddy is looking to rank in that niche. So, and those people are, they are core black hatters. So over here you cannot compete against a core black hatter. So at that stage, when I say black hat, they are using some like weird techniques that I might not be disclosing right now, but they would be using some techniques in order to rank their websites. And you have no other choice. You have to build a better strategy in order to compete against them. And this is where PBN can be very effective, because not only no one can detect your PBN, but at the same time it can really give you a lot of boost in your ranking. Third point, as I was saying in the first point, because your competitors are using PBNs, you have to start using PBNs if you haven't yet. The fourth one, it's a sure result. I don't know what other people would say, but I get results right away. And I get results every single time I use it. It just works because of the fact that the entire patent that Google has got, and the entire search engine that Google is based on is on link building. If you ever go and start reading some of Google's patents, it clearly says that the reason why they got all those patents for those algorithm is because of the fact that it's links. That is going to be the number one factor, and that will remain the number one factor regardless of how amazing the contents are. If your site has got no links from authority sites, you will just not rank. Even if you come up with a 10,000 word article, there's a very high possibility that you might not rank unless and until you start building up links. So links is the number one factor when it comes to ranking in Google. Next, um, you should only bother about building PBNs if you are looking to invest long term. Even if you're investing $20 or $30 into PBN, make sure it's long term. So if you are afraid of like any kind of even small investment into PBN, then trust me, PBN is not it's not really for you. And I'm not gonna like sugarcoat or buttercoat or give any kind of false information over here, because one of the biggest reason why people like hearing me is due to the fact that I'm just straightforward. I like speaking the truth, and I like sharing things with people with in terms of what just works. So over here, it's very important that you understand each and every point. So make sure that you only bother about getting into PBN if you are looking for a long-term investment. Sixth point, PBN helps you to build better SEO strategy. Regardless of any SEO link wheel or any kind of strategy that you're building, PBN is going to fit everywhere, be it tier 1, be it tier 2, be it tier 3. So I'm going to share a little secret about one of the tiers that I use, and it just works for me and it works madly. I build my first link on my first PBN, then I build an expired Web 2.0 as my tier 2, and then I build another PBN as tier 3 for my tier 2. Now, when I build my tier 3, it gives an immense link juice to my expired domain, to my expired Web 2.0, and the link juice that is passed because of that, the authority goes up so high that my first tier 1 PBN is insanely powerful and I get much better ranking. So instead of just pointing, let's say, two PBNs to your one money site, this is one strategy that you can use, and you can just scale this up because this is something I have tested myself, and this strategy is much powerful, and it just again work. So your tier 2 can be your blogger, expired blogger, or your expired Tumblr, and we'll be coming on to session 2 how to find those expired Web 2.0 as well in session 2. So now back to the seventh, so back to the 6 point once again. Regardless of wherever or whatever strategy that you're building, PBN just fits everywhere. It is that flexible. It's like a joker, you know. So just like how you can use a joker if any one of you play cards, the same way PBN is like a joker. It would fit everywhere, and it can give you a tremendous boost with regards to everything that you're using. So now, seventh point, you can make crazy money, and we'll be talking about this later on during the session of our webinar. And I'm sure this seventh point is some, like, the moment everyone heard, they might have had a small smile on their face, because I think this is why all of us are working so hard so that we can make money and we can support our family. And so now the eighth point, because the SEO strategy keeps changing, Google, they change around everything, but one strategy that would never change is link building. Links are the primary reason why you would rank, and PBN just fits into that strategy once again. So regardless of whatever changes around, Panda, Penguin, doesn't matter, PBN, if you have built a quality PBN, which is yet another blog and not really just PBN, and trust me, you never will get penalized. So I'll talk about some 12 safety rules. So if you are on your laptop or PC right now, just get a notepad. And I know the video will be up on YouTube, but I think you should still make a note of it on your notepad, because it will really help you to remember all these points so that you don't have to like refer things again and again, and you can really speed up your whole process of working things out. So when we are building PBN, we have to be very careful, and we have to cover several points to make sure that the PBNs that we are building are extremely safe. The very first point is PBN. One PBN should point to only one money site of yours. Do not mix up you and use the same PBN to point to your other money site. I know you have just built your PBN and you've seen a massive boost in ranking. Now you might get desperate that, hey, I have built another money site, so instead of building another PBN, I'll just link it to it and it's working, so it will work. But no, do not do that, because you're going to leave a possible footprint. Your pattern of rankings and everything will be very similar, so it's very easy for Google to detect those pattern, and is a very that is that's a very high chance that you can get your both your money sites in danger. So in order to avoid that, make sure that you build a PBN or a group of PBN, which is your network, let's say a 5 PBN network, just for your one money site. Do not mix up. That is extremely, extremely, extremely important. Now the second point is make sure to get good quality hosting. And when I say good quality hosting, um, I'm referring to, do not use those cheap $1 hosting that people suggest. Like, get all those cheap hostings and $1 ones, because if everyone starts doing that, right, you and your neighbors are gonna be PBNs. So think about it. And majority of the people, they do that, especially the ones who are providing services. And very often, after 3 or 4 months, the entire network gets de-indexed. And this is something that I have seen happening with people. And then this was the whole reason, like, why I built GoPBN. And GoPBN is something I would recommend you to check out for like the entire hosting part. But apart from that, I would say that get hosting from everywhere. That's very important. But avoid cheap hosting. Get quality hosting, because that would really make a big difference with regards to your entire PPN strategy. For example, DigitalOcean. There are millions of domain hosted on DigitalOcean or Amazon. There are millions of domain hosted on Amazon as well. So you are just hiding yourself at that stage when you are using such kind of services, or such kind of IP addresses, or such kind of hosting companies. So GoPBN is something I would highly recommend, along with other hosting companies. So do check out. Then the third point is use multiple domain registers. I know majority of you would be having just one GoDaddy account, or one Namecheap account, or one Big Rock account. Do not do that. Make sure to spread across your domain registers. So let's say if you're planning to build a PBN of 10 domains, spread them across to maybe 10 registers, which could include your GoDaddy, Namecheap, Name.com, BigRock, or it can be Enum. It can be so many other registers out there. So make sure to spread them across as much as possible. Another problem with using these registers, I would say you might get in trouble with GoDaddy because of the fifth point that I'm going to come into, and then I'm going to come back to the third point, because then you will be able to relate. Now, moving forward to the fourth point, make sure that you have different kinds of name servers and different IP addresses and locations for each of your hosting. Now, when I talk about location, a lot of people would think, okay, let me just get a typical SEO server where I'll just buy one server from one location from one provider, and I'm going to get 10 different C class IPs from the same provider. Do not do that. You're making a big risk, because Google also checks latency as one of the factors. And since I work on a lot of SEO projects, I know for the fact this they do check on this, and latency plays a very major role. The backlinks, from where those backlinks are coming from, plays a very major role. I'll give you a good example of it. So let's say if you're targeting something like web designers in Mumbai. Imagine if you are getting a lot of good links from Mumbai, and a lot of good links from let's say US. But imagine if all your links are just from Mumbai. Your IPs are different, but the locations are same. Google can easily trace that, and they know you're trying to do something. So at that stage, you just need to be careful, and you need to spread across. So if you're targeting India, then at that stage, get a hosting in Mumbai, get a hosting in Bangalore, get a hosting in Hyderabad, get a hosting in Delhi, get a hosting in Jaipur at that stage, and get some more host with Mumbai. At that stage, your links would be so much more powerful that you can easily outrank any of the people out there, and to rank for keywords like web designer in Mumbai. So next, this is why location is very important, very, very important. So make sure to diversify those locations. Next is name servers. Make sure that you have different kinds of name servers, because if you have just one name server, it's very obvious that you're hosting at one network, and your whole intention is to play around with Google's algorithm, and that is something Google doesn't like. So make sure to play safe and play for long term, and it would keep reaping you benefits for very long. Um, And after name servers, make sure to get different IP addresses, because that is something that's very, very important. Now, moving forward to the fifth point, uh, do not use whois protection at all. If you think you can hide behind whois protection, then I'm sorry, you are wrong at this stage, because Google is an icon register, and every single icon register that exists have the authority to look behind whois protection. So if you think you're safe, you are not, because Google can easily find out who you are. So at this stage, the only workaround over here is to use fake names and fake details while filling up those ownership of that particular domain. And trust me, it's very safe, uh, as long as you're not using GoDaddy now, because this is where I was referring not to use GoDaddy in point three. Because if you use GoDaddy, they'll probably ask you for verification details, and they'll ask you for your ID cards and everything with regards to the domain that's registered. So GoDaddy has become very strict with regards to that. So that is one domain register that I won't recommend. But if you're saying that you're buying an auction domain from GoDaddy, then buy the domain and then just transfer it to some other register. It can be any register. So later on, I'll give you a link of icons. List of registers, or you can just Google icon domain registry list, and you will find over like 10,000 different registers out there. So at that stage, your life just becomes very easy, because you have that entire list in front of you, and you can just start purchasing your expired domain from different registers. Make an Excel sheet, list down all the points, and then have everything nicely categorized. And this is something that will really help you out. So then moving forward to the sixth very important point, you have to make sure that you block all the unwanted crawlers. I'm going to be providing you a list for this, all the crawlers that you need to block. So at that stage, all you have to do is just go to your htaccess file and just paste that code of all the crawlers then and there, because you don't want Ahref to crawl your site. You don't want um, Moz to crawl your site. You don't want Majestic to crawl your site, because at that stage they can start seeing your PBN backlinks. So you have to make sure that you block all of them so that they cannot crawl, and make sure you do not block them via robots.txt, because that is visible. And if you start doing that at that stage, that can become a footprint. So I'm going to be coming on to footprint a bit later. But for now, I would say just go ahead and paste that code as it is. It will block a lot of automated spider crawlers. Now the seventh point. I know it can get very tempting, but do not share your PBNs, even with yourself. So just make sure to keep it very safe, and make sure that you do not use Google Sheets by any chance, because you have done everything correctly, but you are using Google Sheets because you're so addictive to Google that you end up giving all the like hand information to Google. So do not do that. Make sure about that, and do not share it with any of your friends or anyone else. Just make sure that you keep your PBNs with yourself. And if you are working in a group, then make sure that you trust that person very well and you're working together, because uh, you don't want people to start reporting, even though it's yet another blog, but you don't want people to look into that. And eighth point, do not sell links. That's very important, and I'm going to be coming on to that later on during the session, where I'm going to be explaining you why you should sell link, when you should sell link, and when you shouldn't be selling links in order to make money, because that's going to be one of the biggest ways for you to start monetizing and start making a lot of money. And when I'm talking about a lot of money, you can easily make at least $2,000 a month, or even higher than that, if you just start focusing on your PBN and PBN building. So I'm going to be coming on to that a bit later into the session. So moving forward to the ninth point, get very high quality contents for your PBN. One of the biggest mistake that over 90% of the PBN sellers or PBN builders do is they think that, hey, the blog already has a lot of good metrics, so why should I even invest in good contents? This is where they are wrong, and this is where you should really think that, hey, what's the purpose of you indexing a site on Google, and why would Google index your site? Because Google wants to provide good quality information to their users, their customers, and they use your blogs, and in return what they do is they send traffic from their network, from their search engine, to your blog. At that stage, if you just grab a spun content, or you just copy and paste contents, duplicate contents, there's a very high chance that your blog won't last long. Even if it's not a PBN, if you just put random crappy contents on it, you will get penalized for it, because Google just doesn't want bad contents. They want high quality contents. And this is the reason why, if you start switching over towards strategy where
Hello, Udit. Sorry to interrupt. The sound was not coming. Could you check again? Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. We are, yeah, Pradeep, who are in the online and chatting with me, besides with the fellow bloggers. Voice has been gone, and we are reconnecting the session once again. Exciting webinar, Namrita. Yeah, Revant. Yeah, we are reconnecting. There were some connecting issues or something, sound things. Please wait. In meantime, I'll tell you a small definition of PBN. A PBN is a private blog network where we find expired domains that still have quality links pointing to them to build a similar website on the expired domain. I think they are back.
It's audible, Chandu.
Yes.
I'm not sure who has problems.
Yes. Okay, now.
Udit, are you there?
Udit is not yet joined, I think. I'll tell you the definition after this session, or after when we are going to take Q&A. Thanks, Pradeep Kumar, for your comments.
Okay, while it takes like a couple of minutes for Udit to join back, I don't know if there was a browser crash down or something. Both I and Udit coincidentally got dropped out at the same moment.
Yeah. Even we are also seeing left the call suddenly. Yeah, Udit joined.
hello, can you go?
Yes.
Yeah, you are back.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine.
I'm extremely sorry about that. I don't know what exactly happened. Okay, so
continue.
If you guys can let me know what was the last point which was audible, so that I can go back from there.
We were at point number 8 to the 9 rather, using high quality contents on
Okay,
the
so from
PBNs.
okay until there it was perfect. Okay, all right. So 9 point. I'll repeat once again. Make sure that you get good, high quality content, because not only not only you will start ranking for a lot of like natural links, but at the same time you will see that that is passing a lot of good link juice to your main money site at the same time, and you would start getting good natural traffic. So you never know, your yet another blog can help you make a lot more money because you're already getting traffic from there. So I'm going to be coming on to that later on, and I'm going to be telling you some of the ways how you can build better PBNs. um, Another very important point is make sure to have a good about us page, contact us page, and privacy policy page. This is something that's very very important, and do not just copy and paste any of the contents. Make sure to write them down or get it written from someone. If you are an amazing writer, then you can write it by yourself. If not, then get someone to write those contents and make sure it's unique. And when it comes to about us page, just make sure it's a good story, because when you're talking about us and when you're building these blogs, it's about you, it's about that person, and you're creating that person. So at that stage you have to make sure that you write a good about us section on that to make your blog look as natural as possible. Now, moving to the 11th point, make sure to avoid using the same theme, plugins, and preferably CMS2. This is another common mistake that people leave, or they do usually, because what happens is you have done everything correctly, but now you just start using the same themes and plugins all the time. You just start building your entire network on WordPress. And what is the possibility that you have built 100 links today, and all those 100 links have same theme, same plugin, and they're all built on WordPress? That is practically impossible. You go onto any site, any natural site, and I'm sure that when you see the link profile, not the 100% of the links would never be WordPress. It will be different kind of CMS. It would be a standalone website or an application, or some or the other or like bloggers. It can be any other platform. It won't be just WordPress. That is just not possible. So at that stage, you need to make sure that you spread across and use different CMS. You can use bloggers, and when I'm talking about bloggers, I'm talking about like for example, it can be Ghost CMS, which is something I love. I absolutely love Ghost because of the fact that it's very easy and the speed is amazing. So Ghost CMS, then Joomla, Drupal, or you can use a custom WordPress if you want. Avoid using Blogger, or don't use Blogger at all, because it's been owned by Google. So any kind of Google product that you're using, try avoid using that, so that you do not leave footprints in any possible way. I know this is a little skeptical, but it's better to be safe and do things for long term. And make sure that you use different themes. It can be a mix of different free themes, different paid themes. So this is where I think most of you can either group buy something, or they can buy the subscription for the entire year, and they can get a lot of good domains for cheap at that, a lot of good themes at that stage for cheaper price. Also, make sure that you do not use the same plugins all the time. So let's say if you are in love with Yoast SEO, make sure that you break your love, because you just cannot use the same plugins all the time. Use Yoast on like two sites, and then used all-in-one SEO in two sites, and then use another few SEO plugins out there. So just make sure to spread across different plugins that are doing the exact same functionality, and at the same time you just spread across all your themes. And finally, make sure to use different CMSs, because this is something that is very important. Moving towards the next point, do not use a spammy domain. So let's say you have just found an amazing expired link or expired domain, and that expired domain has got a domain authority of 40 and a page authority of, let's say, 30. Just to give you an example, you are super surprised and you are like, oh my god, I found a gold mine today. But make sure to go through the link profile, and if those link profile consist of block comments, spammy links, Chinese links, Russian links, do not buy them. Or Chinese keywords in anchor text, do not buy them at all, because that particular domain is already spammed a lot. So if you're going to be building a PBN on it, and if you are going to pass a link from it, it can actually play a negative impact on your website, because then your site is already being treated, that particular domain is already being treated or is being penalized at some stage for Google. So why do you want to use that crappy domain and pass all the crappy link juice to your money site? And I know you all love your money site, so you just need to be very, very careful at that stage. So do not use spammy domains at all. When we work on our expired domain, we are going to be using Ahrefs, and I'm going to be showing you, like, okay, what is a good example of good links and good domain, and what is the example of bad domain. And we're going to be using tools to find expired domains in real time. So it's going to be more like a real time case study that we're going to run in session 2. So make sure that you stay subscribed to Bloggers World in order to stay updated when the session 2 is going to be get live soon. So moving forward, what should be your content strategy for your PBN? So this is the 6th content strategy I have for your PBN. First one, make sure that each of your article is close to around 1500 to 2000 words. I know some of you would think it's impossible to come up with 2000 words, or it's very difficult to come up with 2000 words, but trust me, coming up with 2000 word article is very, very, very simple. It's not difficult at all. As long as you're building a correct structure, you're working it out on a very nice way, then you can really write better contents, and you can really write all these contents for your PBN on, and even for your money blog. And this is, I'm going to be teaching you how to cover the entire content in session 3. So make sure again to stay subscribed to Bloggers World and spread the news, so that if the more and more news, the more and more of videos you guys are sharing for Bloggers World, the more we're going to be coming up with such awesome webinars for you. So now the first point, make sure that each article that you're writing on your PBN is close to around 1500 to 2000 word. You do not have to just flood your PBN with 50 blog posts or 100 blog posts or 200 blog posts. No, write quality, write less, because that will give you a much better results. Writing more blog posts doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get a better traffic. Writing better contents will lead to better traffic. Second point, as I was referring earlier, do not use pun contents. I know it can get very tempting that, oh my god, that content is over there, but I can use it. But no, stop yourself over there. Do not use those pun contents. Do not use those spinners. It can get very tempting. I know, like, all of you like love gulab jamuns, but if you are going to start eating a lot of those gulab jamuns, you will start gaining weight. So spawn contents are the same way. Do not use spawn content regardless, because it can really ruin any of your strategy, and it can really affect, and you can really get penalized. So do not use that. Third, you can write anywhere between 10 to 30 articles per PBN, and you can schedule 1 to 2 articles per week. There are tools that are available to schedule. If you are using WordPress has got an inbuilt scheduler. Or if you want another tool, then there's something known as if this then that. So it's a free tool that is available that you can use. You can write it down if you want, and you can just set things up that, hey, post this blog post on this date, and post it on all the social media as well. So we're going to be coming on to the strategy part like later on. So write 10 to 30 articles. So basically what you have to do is get one expired domain and write 10 to 30 articles first. Once everything is ready, upload everything and schedule them. Your PBN1 is completed. You don't have to worry about that one PBN for the next few months at the very least, because the contents are going to be posted by itself, and you are completely hands free to work on your second PBN now. If you look and work it in the exact same strategy with 30 articles, with like 10 to 30 articles, then one PBN will typically take you anywhere between 3 to 5 days to make. And that is amazing because you will end up making 6 PBNs a month. Again, it depends upon the number of articles that you're writing, and I'm assuming 6 PBNs a month if you're writing 30 articles per PBN. I know that it might sound like it's impossible, but it is possible. You can write 2,000 word article in less than 1 or 1.5 hours if you have planned things out very well, if you have researched things out very well, and if you're using a technique that is known as skyscraper technique, which was introduced by Brian Dean from Backlinko. So I'm going to be sharing the link to that strategy as well, so you can use and you can adapt that strategy into your PBN strategy, and at the same time this same strategy you can use for your money side, because again, your PBNs are yet another blog. So you'll have to start treating them as yet another blog. Moving forward for the to the fourth point, um, make sure that you build related outbound content. So if your niche is in tech, but if you are linking to a site that's about how to make a cupcake, then that link is completely useless. That link and that the link that you're outbounding to is not related at all. So at that stage, things would look a bit weird. So at that stage, what are you going to do? You are going to probably relate it to one of the top searches that you do. You will just grab one of the links and you will point it to them. This is one of the mistakes that a lot of people do. So indirectly, you will be leaving a backlink to your competitor. So do not do that. Make sure to get a result from page 20 or 30 and link it to them, because even if they get a little push, they will be pushing to, let's say, like page 10 at the very most, not beyond that. So always make sure that do not link to any of the top 10 sites, like top 10 pages. I know it can get very tempting, but do not do that, because indirectly you might help them ranking at that stage. So this is something you have to be extremely careful about, and this is something you have to be careful about when you're writing contents or you're working out on your interlinking strategy for your main money site at the same time. The fifth point is the most crucial point. This is something you should work on right away. When you're building contents, you have to get, when you're building contents, especially for your PBNs, target long tail keywords, and target keywords that can bring you 10 to 500 searches a month. That's it. Even if it's 10, 20 searches, go for it, because most of the bloggers or most of the companies would never touch keywords that would bring them 10 to 20 to 30 searches. It's not worth the time. This is what PBN is all about. You have to start getting natural traffic from Google, and Google need contents, and they have to rank contents even for those long tail keywords. And a long tail keyword could be 5 word, 6 word, or 7 word. People search for them. So you have to find those keywords and you have to write an entire article on it. That is very important for you. If you start doing that, and even if you write 10 articles that are bringing you close to around 30 to 50 traffic, that's 500 natural traffic a month. That will make your blog look so natural that you might start ranking for other keywords, because when you're writing 2000 contents, you will start ranking for other keywords, other LSI keywords automatically on those articles. So from that 500, you will start getting close to around 1000 to 2000 searches a month, and that is amazing for your PBN. You don't need more searches, or you don't need more uh, traffic than that on your PBN, and that is really going to push and a lot of link juice to your money site. So make sure that you target these long tail keywords for your PBN. Sixth point, make sure to build related images and make your own videos. Do not Google them, download the image, and do not just link to any of the other YouTube video, because if you do that, then you're actually helping the other guy to rank for that YouTube, because YouTube relies a lot on how many embeds it has, and that plays a very major role in video ranking. So if any one of you are into video ranking or YouTube ranking, this is something that can be very handy, that you can start building PBNs for your YouTube embeds as well, and that can help you push your YouTube for your targeted keyword up into search on YouTube. So this is something you will not see anyone sharing, but this is something that happens, and this is something I'm openly sharing with you guys, because you guys are just awesome, and you guys are decided to stay awake until night. So thank you so much for that once again. So coming on to 6 point once again, make sure that you build related images and make your own video, because this is very important. Just open Photoshop, or if you don't have Photoshop, you can go to Canva. Just make your own image. It doesn't take that long. Or there is a site from Buffer. I think I'm going to be posting that link, and you can just build your own image at that stage, and you can just post them, because if you start getting images from other people's website, there's a very high chance that they would contact you to either take them down or link it back to them. So why do you want to do that? So just take and spend a little more time and get related images. If you're not finding related images, then just get screenshots. So a screenshot would be completely unique. Just get a screenshot related to that particular article, and you can just paste that screenshot as an image, and you can add your alt tag, you can add your LSI alt tag on that image, and that is something that is extremely important. Now, after we have talked about the entire content strategy, now let's look into how to build a better PBN. How to get started. The very first point, you have found 20 awesome expired domains, and you just want to grab them all, right? Don't do that. I know it can get very tempting, but if you're not looking to sell those expired domain, then do not register them on the very same day, because if you start building up your links, and in your who is history, it will say like, hey, all those 20 links that is pointing to your site has been registered on the very same day. How is that possible? No matter what the odds are, you will never find 20 sites registered on the same day and all those 20 sites are linking to you. I can bet you everything that you want on it. That is just not possible. So make sure that you do not register all your domains on the very same day. Spread them across in like few week, a month, or like random days. Have a different pattern. So your first, let's say if you bought your first domain today, then buy your next domain after 5 days. Buy your third domain after 10 days. Buy your fourth domain after 2 days. So make sure to have a different pattern so that you have different registration for all those domains. Second point, make sure to have a social media profile for each of those blogs that you're building. It doesn't take that long to build a Twitter account, a Facebook account, and a Pinterest account, and an Instagram account. It just doesn't take that long. So you just have to work on them, and you just have to make sure that you have created social media profile for each of your PBNs that you have created, so that you can start posting. And I know that postings can be like troublesome. So this is where you can use either Buffer, if you guys use Buffer. If you have a paid account over there, if not, then I would highly recommend you to check out IFTTT. This is completely free and you can just automate. It doesn't take that long. You just have to set up everything once and it's just done. So moving to the fourth point, sorry about that. Use different CMSs. I was talking about this earlier and I'm going to emphasize on this once again. Make sure that you use different CMSs. It's very important that you mix up your WordPress with your Joomla, with your Drupal, with just a plain HTML site, with every CMS that exists. Just spread them across as much as possible. Maybe you can build a forum on one of the PBNs, and this is something you will never see anyone doing, because this is something that I do, and this is something I'm sharing with you. I've built few forums, and they get close to around 500 to 1000 traffic, and I've made multiple accounts in my own forum, and I've written contents and I've answered them, and those answers are ranking, and those contents are ranking, and I'm getting a lot of natural traffic from because of this forum, and they look very natural. So a PBN can't just be like a blog. It can be anything that you want. It can be any platform that you want. You just have to be a little smart, and you just have to do things in a much unique way. So there are a lot of open source forum platforms that are available as well. You can use some of them, and you can easily link back to your money site at that stage. So that is something you can do. Next point, once again, use different themes and plugins for each of your CMSs. As I was pointing out earlier, make sure that you spread across your themes and plugins everywhere, because that will just help you build a better PBN. Because one site or your 20 sites that are linking to you cannot have theme. It's just impossible. And once again, like, make sure to have different images and different videos, as I was pointing out in the other in the previous one. So let's come on to the most important point: how to make money using PBN. There are two ways to make money using PBNs. One is by building private blog networks, which is yet another blog, or by building public blog network, which is again yet another blog for you. And when I say public blog network, I mean make those networks of expired domain and blogs or forums or platforms where you want to sell your links. If you have built an amazing PBN, and if the domain authority is like 50, or if you have helped it cross 60, then trust me, each of your link can sell up to like $200, $300. I've seen people like selling their PBN links for even $350. I've seen that people doing, and people buy them because that one PBN, if you build it correctly, is as powerful as building 50 or 100 crappy PBNs. So at that stage, you want to make sure that the quality of your PBNs are extremely high. And at the same time, people are ready to pay you $10, $15 a month, $20 a month. So let's say if I buy 5 links from you, right? And my ranking from 20 position has moved to 1. So I'm paying you $100 a month, let's say, and that $100 worth of investment is helping me rank, and at the same time it's helping me get more clients and more traffic and more conversion. So at that stage, the ROI on that $100 is a lot. So what I'm going to do is I don't mind keep paying you $100 every month, because I'm making my money back, and at the same time I'm making more money because of your links. This is where people are very open to pay you for those links. So this is a fantastic opportunity that if you do things correctly, then you can start making a lot of money. And I'm not joking, but you can make at least $2,000. Now it depends. If you scale up, it can even it can even go up to $20,000. So it really depends upon you, how you build your PBNs, how many PBNs are you building, and how strong you're building them. And the second way is just build it for yourself. Don't build it to sell links. Make sure that you do not mix up. I know it can get tempting that, hey, you have got an offer of $200 for a link from one of your PBN, but do not point it to them, because if you do that, the person will come to know where the links are coming from, and he can expose your entire network at that stage. So do not mix up. I always keep 2 separate networks for my clients and for myself, and for the links that I'm selling, if at all. So I make sure that I spread things across as much as possible. And this is something I would highly recommend once again. So I know, like, the truth is we have lack of time right now, and this is the whole reason why we like PBN is a massive course, and to handle that everything in a swift and easier way, This is where we're going to be coming up with more sessions, and this is going to be the entire routine. How we're going to do things in each of the webinars so that we can cover every basic point, and we can basically hold your hand and help you get going, because this is something we have been doing. The community has been so supportive. The community has been so amazing, and I've met a lot of people at like different workshops, and each one of you whom I have met is so energetic. And today when I saw, it was already late, it was 12:15, and the kind of energy you guys showed was just amazing. It was so enthusiastic that even though Om and I were like extremely tired after coming back from the session, it was you guys who charged us up, and we were like, no, let's just do it, because the community just loves us so much, and we love you guys equally. So this is something that we have like come up with. We're going to be helping you find the expired domain. We're going to be helping you out to choose the right hosting. We're going to help you how to write contents, if not write, how you can outsource it. And fourth one, we're going to be building a site right in front of you, right from ground. So we'll get everything up and running, and then we'll be talking about the interlinking strategy, how to do things. And after that, we're going to be keeping another session. If at all, if a lot of question pops up, then we might just do another webinar just for Q&A. That's it. So this entire 5 day webinar, this entire 5 day webinar that we're talking about, it's at least going to take 2 hours each. So this is why when I was talking about PBN is a very massive concept. It's very difficult to talk about and explain PBN everything and live sessions at the same time, basics, in just 2 hours. So I hope like I was able to show you everything about PBN. I was able to explain you about the basics of the PBN, and I really hope that a lot of the questions that most of you always has, those questions are like solved. So I'm just going to be demonstrating. I'm just going to quickly demonstrate about the hosting aspect very quickly and how you can do that. So this is the backend of Go PBN, and in order to get going with any hosting, not just Go PBN, it's very easy. You can just create your first PBN. You can either build, you can deploy like multiple domains at the same time, or you can just do single domain. So let's say if we do bloggersworld.com in our default group, these would be the credentials. You select WordPress, you select the location, and you select the plan, and that's it. Just hit deploy.
We are using bloggers.world, Udit, by the way.
Oh, sorry. No, that's why I wrote bloggersworld.com.
There's another guy called Gaurav or somebody, I guess. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I think I added like bloggers world, so I added edge by mistake, I think. So it was supposed to be just BW. Okay, so as you can see, this is already up and running in less than 10, like 15 seconds. So your WordPress is already up. Just grab these domain like name servers and just paste them, and that's about it. You don't have to do anything else. So this is how like simple Go PBN is, and every time you deploy a different PBN, it's going to be on different network. It's going to be on different IP addresses. It's going to be like on different locations. As you saw in the demo, you can just spread things across everywhere as you want. So after discussing with Om, this is something that I'm specially like looking to offer with to you guys. If at all, if any of you guys ever want to use Go PBN, and since you guys are bloggers world member, and you guys are so awesome that that we have decided that we're going to be giving a special discount to you guys, and just to you guys. So there is no coupon code for this, because we don't want the discounts to get spread across, and we will be manually approving them. So if any one of you wants to ever get started with Go PBN ever, then all you have to do is just get in touch with Om or get in touch with me, and we'll help you set up the custom pricing for Go PBN. And this is something you can even use to resell if you want, if you really want to make money in different ways. So after this, I hope the entire question answering, the entire PBN is much clear. You have much broader concept that you can start making money in different ways, and not just by building a blog and just putting an ad scene and just hoping that hey, this would be my this is what I've earned. This is my CPC today, and I've made just $2 today. No, you can actually make a lot more from the same amount of time if you invest them into PBNs. So I'm going to start the question answering the Q&A, and I'm hoping for a lot of questions. So now it's going to
Yes,
be
and
you guys.
there are tons of them, by the way. A few very interesting ones, few
Okay, so
very naive ones.
how do I see all those questions by the way?
We are
Uh,
here. We are here to moderate the question and answers. We
I'm
are
gonna
here.
pick out for you. I'm
Okay,
gonna pick out the good ones for you
okay,
because in
perfect.
YouTube live chat is happening, and all this while I've been, I mean, all the mods have been moderating.
Okay, perfect.
So there are a few guys asking how do we connect PBNs to each other. I'm gonna ask, probably answer that on your behalf. Never did do that, but you're.
Sorry, I didn't get you. Can you repeat the question?
How do you connect your PBNs to each other? I guess it's a big no-no.
No, that's a big no. Do not do that.
Okay, one guy is asking, would it be a problem if I do too much of quality stuff on my PBNs?
No, that's a good thing. Google will love you even more.
Right. And then there's somebody who's asking, can we use Quora and Tumblr for building PBNs? I'm not sure if you can ever use Quora for that, but
Uh, Quora, they do all, like no follow links, so you cannot really use, you cannot build a subdomain on Quora. But yeah, you can build, you can promote your PBNs if you want on Quora to make it look more natural. You can do that.
okay. But how about pointing a Tumblr to your custom domain and using it as a PBN?
Yeah, that is something I recommended, that your PBN can involve either your custom domain or your Web 2.0. It depends upon what strategy that you're using. You can either use your Web 2.0 as your tier 1, or you can use your PBN as tier 1. So it depends upon what works the best when you are doing things. Sorry about that.
Right. So, like to simplify things here, let's say I'm building links for Bloggers World, right? So, am I gonna be building bloggersworld.tumblr.com and then point it as custom domain to bloggers.world?
No, no,
Or
no. You're not. No, no. You're not going to do that. This is what you're going to do. So let's say if you have found an expired domain, you have found an expired 2.0, right? So let's say if that expired 2.0 is bloggersworld.tumblr.com, right?
right,
So you're just going to build a PBN or contents. You're just going to start writing contents on bloggersworld.tumblr.com at that stage.
right.
So that is what you're going to do, and you're just going to point build an anchor text link at that stage to your money site. But make sure that you do not use just one keyword. You have a good diversification with regards to your keyword. So this is where I would say, like, let's say if you have built like 10 links, then just build two or three links. I usually use like 80-20 strategy. So use like two links for your main keyword, and then the rest of the links would be related to like related keywords.
Okay. So somebody is asking, can we scrape contents from previous site and build a fresh PBN out of it?
Yeah, that is something you can do because the contents are already owned by that particular site. So you can always go back to Wayback Machine, that is archive.org, and you can grab the contents and you can rebuild that entire page. So that's a good question, and that is something you can do because again, that is not going to be duplicacy at all.
Right. And there's another guy who's asking, can we host multiple domains on same hosting, but the other one on Cloudflare?
No, that is something I would not recommend at all, unless until you are doing very small network and you're using something like Amazon, which is very big at that stage. But again, you have to again like if you're deploying deploying multiple instances of Amazon, so it's okay. But that is something I won't recommend to do. But that is again, as long as you're doing and building a small network, it's feasible, but long term wise, that's not a good idea,
Right.
because the fact that Google can actually see behind all those name servers. Like I said, you cannot hide behind Google. It's as simple as that.
I understand. There's somebody called Azhar who's asking, what are lemon domains?
Lemon domains.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I've never heard about lemon domains.
Nor have I. So that's a new one.
That's a new term, actually.
Um, yeah, it's pretty new term. Somebody's asking, do we need PBN for ranking web page or the whole site?
Sorry, PBN.
For ranking a specific web page or the entire site?
No, no, it can be the entire site. So usually, what you will do is, let's say if you build a one PBN, right? You make
Mhm.
sure that you point that to either your homepage or to a valuable content blog article that you have written, because you will get a massive boost if you link that to a blog post, because your blog post has got a lot of good contents, and those are like 2000, 3000 words. So if you point at your blog at that stage, then there's a very high chance that you will get a good boost with regards to your ranks.
Right, right. So Rakesh is asking, do we need to add PBN domains to webmasters and analytics?
No, do not use analytics at all, and do not use webmasters. Like I said, stay away from Google as much as possible with regards to this. So, if you still want to do your analytics, so at that stage, what I would recommend is something known as Pivik. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about it, but it's Pivik. Pivik is an amazing open source or free analytical tool that you can use. You can just download Pivik and you can just use it. So as you can see, it has an amazing dashboard and it has pretty much everything. So if you still don't want to use Pivik, then you can use something known as Yandesk, which is owned by like Russia. So if you trust Russians, you can use Yandesk.
And people are asking, how about safe.ru? Are those classified under PBNs and how safe are they?
Safe.ru.
Safe, SAPE, safe, the Russian
Oh,
network.
safe. Safes are very dangerous. So unless and until you are in like a dangerous SEO player, I would not recommend you like playing with safe, because it can give you good boost, but it can really destroy you at the same time.
Okay.
So if you're just starting out, forget about safe. Just focus on your PBNs. But if you are a very advanced player in the game, then you can use SAPE as your tier 2. I would never use SAPE as my tier 1 ever.
Right. So Rakesh is again asking, if we are not using, adding site to webmaster, does that mean we don't have to create site maps and submit to Google ever?
No, because when you are creating good quality contents, right, it will naturally get indexed because you are going to be building backlinks on it at the same time, and that particular expired domain already has a good authority. So the moment you build that site again, Google will slowly start crawling your website again, and when they see like such high quality contents are being posted, they will start coming to your site again and again and again. A good example to this is if you have ever purchased any of the domain from any register, right? Just leave that domain for next 2 weeks and you will find that it's already indexed, because all those domain register company, they park their own page, right? So this is why your domains, even your freshly registered domain, gets indexed right away. So you don't have to worry too much. I know like you might be wondering like, I want to get my post get indexed right away, but do not bother, trust me. Just give it time. Let Google crawl to your website naturally, and eventually they will rank, because again, the quality of the contents are very good, the theme that you're using are very good, your site is low, your site's loading time would be very good. So all these factors are very important. That is what Google looks into. So you do not
Uh,
have to worry about creating all those things.
awesome. So it's past 2 a.m. and still we have like 75 people live watching with us, 76 now, which is
Oh, that's
really
perfect.
awesome. And I really appreciate your efforts as well. Udit, we have few more coming in. So what should be the minimum DA of a PBN site?
I would go anywhere above 15 plus. Like DA should be 15 plus, and DA can be manipulated very easily. If I go and write comments on 20 good sites, you will see a jump in DA. But with regards to expired domain, make sure they have like more than just block comments. So this is why I was saying that it's very important that you just don't rely on block comments. So make sure that your DA is at least 15, I would say.
Okay, awesome. So Azhar has just clarified, lemon domain are the ones when you buy them, the expired domain has high DAPA and spam safe, but when we buy that, suddenly everything disappears. How do you safeguard and how do you stay clear of such domains?
That has never happened with me, so I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know if
I mean,
it has
there
happened to
have
me.
been cases.
At that stage, people might be doing something or the other thing where they are possibly leaving a footprint. That's the only thing, because I keep buying domains and I keep building PBNs all the time. It has never happened to me even once. So it can be on like case to case basis maybe, and unless and until like someone shares a bit more details with me, it will be a little difficult for me to investigate and give you the right answer. So
Okay,
I would just say that if Azhar can just share some more details with me later on after the workshop, or sorry, after the webinar, then maybe I can investigate a bit and I can actually give you a workaround or an answer or a solution for it.
definitely. So we will appreciate if you guys can post your specific questions in the Facebook group, and I and Udit would be happy to answer them.
Yeah, if they are very very typical, then at that stage we'll just need to have research. We just need to do a little research on it, and we'll be coming back to you with the right solution, not just answer.
Right, right. So, 2 cents from my side with it. Actually, I have seen couple of specific cases when I've taken, domains from the hardcore domainers, right? So what they
Okay.
do is they have like 10,000, 20,000 domains, right? And they
Right.
usually park it on Sedo and places like those, and they interlink everything, right? For example, you go and visit one one domain number one for sale,
Right.
and you will have links to like 20 more or 25 more, right?
Right.
So that in itself sort of forms a mini PBN, you know.
Uh, kind
And
of. You can say that, but the intention is not really to build a PBN at that stage. Is
no, no, I totally understand. And if you buy a domain from such a domainer, you would notice. I mean, I've experienced this personally. I'm not sure if that was, intentional or if it was just out of sheer bad luck that I had this with me. But I bought a DA39 domain from a domainer,
hmm?
which was probably heavily interlinked. I just checked the Anchor cloud; it was all clean.
Hmm?
And the moment during the last scroll, it dropped down badly to like 6. And what I noticed was, most of then I later realized that most of the links were coming from his own park pages and stuff. So the moment it was out of his network for sale, everything disappeared. So probably he's referring to such domains. I am.
That indeed makes sense, but this is where you need to be very careful with regards to what kind of domains that you're purchasing, and this is where you have to spend time on investigating the entire backlink profile. So when I was referring earlier that it's very important that you check on the anchor text and you check on every single links, because you can check all those things in Ahref. So this is where before purchasing anything you have to be very careful about things. You have to do your own due diligence. You have to do your own research, and you cannot just rely on someone to just get the domain for you, because if it would have been that easy, then he would have just did things by himself and for him, right? So you just
Okay.
have to spend a little more time, and look, you're building up something for a very long term. You're building up a strategy, a business, or a business model around this for a very long term. So you have to keep all those aspects in mind and then work out on things.
Right. So there's another guy who's asking approximately how many PBNs do you need to get to page one of Google? I know that's very subjective.
That would really again depend. Like it would really depend upon how you have built your PBN, how powerful backlinking strategy that you have for your PBNs, what kind of keyword you're targeting, how well your contents are written, because even your content plays a very major role. How well is your on-page SEO optimized for your PBN, and at the same time your money site? All those factors play a very major role. How well is your interlinking strategy within your blog? That again plays a very major role. So uh, a lot of times, if you have done everything correct, then even a good 3 to 5 PBNs can play a very big role. But if you haven't done anything correctly, then you might even require like 15, 20 links at that stage. So it really depends upon how correctly you have done things.
Okay, there is another little unclear one. Keshav is asking, let's assume we have 10 websites in PBN.
Okay.
So we need to link all 10 PBN sites to one page of money site or more pages of the money site.
Uh, Again, that depends. So this is what you will do. So let's say if you have built a PBN network of 10, right? You
Mhm.
won't start linking all those 10 to your money site on the very first day. You will link your first PBN to your money site. Wait for a week, see after the Google dance is over, where exactly your rankings are getting stable at. Then add link number 2 and see where the push is going now. Then if it's already in top 3, then adding 1 or 2 would do your job. So at that stage, you don't have to just pump all your 10 into like one site. You have to just do it one by one at that stage, and you have to have a lot of patience because SEO is a game of patience. SEO, like if you cannot just build all those links in one day.
Absolutely. So Harish is asking, Udit said that, to drive 50 to 500 visits per month for our PBN.
Right.
But if we don't submit to webmasters, how do we get the site indexed without submitting it? I guess we have already covered that.
Yeah, we've already covered that, but I'll answer again that if you are writing quality contents, you do not have to worry about it because your PBNs, they already have authority. So Google will love to crawl back to your site and they will love to see some fresh, good quality contents. So that's when I said that you do not have to worry about them. It will get indexed because you are building things up powerfully. And even if you are like interlinking everything, like let's say if you're pointing your PBN to your money site, so at that stage you just need to let things happen naturally at that stage. So it will like after a week have a check. If it's still not indexed after a week, then all you have to do is just build one web 2.0 on it and then just index that web 2.0, and your money site is like your PBN is link is going to get indexed. So we might cover later on some of the strategies how you can link index a lot of links as well. So I'm going to talk to Om about it, and like I'm going to post like multiple strategies for it later on.
Right. So there is Usha Kumari who has been anxiously asking, say something about health beauty niche and how can it be ranked? How many PBNs do you need? Because the people say that it's very competitive. So again, that's very subjective. I have
It's
requested Usha to
yeah, like it's not at all like health niche is. I know like people say it's competitive, but health niche is so robust and it has so many categories. It has so many subcategories. It has so many subcategories that you need to see which subcategory or subcategory or main category or what you want to target in health niche. So you have to pick on that. For example, let's say like it can be just a beauty product. For an example, it can be just one product, or it can be multiple products related to skin at that stage. So you have to like pick a product, or you have to pick something around, and you have to work things around on that. So this, as Om said, this is very subjective. So if you need help with regards to this, you can contact Om or you can contact me anytime, and we'll be like happy to share more information with you. But you will have to provide some more information in order for us to give you like a bit more like accurate answer, or bit more accurate solution, or a strategy in short.
Okay, so there's one guy who's saying I'm using a shared hosting plan to host all my PBNs and it's working fine so far. So I would say good luck to you until you are alive.
Sure, if it's working for you, like I said, if it's working for you, use it. That's perfect. But all I would say is just don't put it on $1 hostings because you can really risk yourself. So if you love playing with fire, go ahead.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there's another guy who's saying, as you said, we should link only one domain from one PBN.
Right.
So can we build two or three domains from one hosting and link to three different money sites?
I think I have covered that as well.
Yeah, right. I mean, the people are asking basically, is it gonna be just one block per IP and everything separate IP?
Yeah, just build like okay. When you look at the backlink profile, how many IPs those links are coming from matters as well. So if you build multiple of them on the same server with same IPs, then it won't work, even if it's different domain. So at that stage, you are risking your three domains or like the number of domains that you're hosting. So do not do that. That's a risk.
So let me reiterate that for you. Let's say I have three PBNs on same IP and I'm linking PBN 1 to money site 1, PBN 2 to money site 2, and PBN 3 to money site 3. Is that a safe arrangement?
No, that's not safe because you're not only exposing, you're not just exposing your PBNs, but you're exposing all your money sites at the same time.
Yes, interesting. And Pradeep says, what if the domain authority is just 5, but it has, backlinks from 10 high authority links, for example, Huffington?
Then it won't be domain authority 5.
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking. But
It won't be domain authority 5. It's just not possible.
right.
Because even if I build like 10 like crappy comments, right, the domain authority will go like 15. You should never worry too much about domain authority, to be honest with you.
Right. So still, people are still questioning. So like, within how many days we should link to our site from a PBN?
That is something like we'll be covering on later on. This is why I said we're going to be covering a lot of things. So the interlinking strategies, that's where we'll be covering when, how to do the linking part of the strategy.
Right. And how do we hide the backlinks of our PBN is another question.
I think this is something I shared in my presentation as well, where I told people that I'm going to be giving and I'm going to be posting. In fact, I'm going to be uploading a file on Bloggers World
Mhm.
in the group, where all you have to do is just copy the entire code and paste it in your HTXS file so that you can block all the crawlers.
Right. Definitely great. And Mahesh is asking, how do you pick up good expired domains? So I'm guessing that we are going to be covering that
Yeah, we're
in.
going to be covering that.
Okay. And somebody's asking, should we be creating contextual links or site-wide links from our PBNs to the money site?
No, it has to be like you can build contextual links that will give you a much better boost.
So site-wides are a no-no at this point.
No, it's I wouldn't recommend.
Okay, fine. And probably before we get few more questions and wrap up the session, 2 cents from my side. I've also seen, there are people. I mean, I wouldn't name them, but there are big players in the market who have been using PBNs like a natural directory also. For example, let's say I have a company which is into IT services, or if I have a development company, right? So let's say I put up a DA50 domain where I put up like 10 free scripts for people to use, right? So that definitely works like a good PBN instead of building a blog every time. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's a very good idea actually, and that's a very good input as well. So that is something, like I said, people should not just build blogs. They have to like work out on everything.
Right. Hina is again saying, I'm confused how to link the money blog with our PBNs. I'm not sure.
So
Explain it in a MS
I'll
Paint.
explain in a
Yeah.
simple way. So let's say uh, that you okay.
And how?
Let's take this as
How?
an example. If your site one is on it's a cooking recipe site, right? And you have written an article or a recipe about how to make cupcakes, right? So what are you going to do at that stage is you are going to build a PBN that will revolve around cooking. And let's say if you've written this one line, right? You can have there are 10 different ways of making cupcakes, right? And if your targeted keyword is cupcake, right? So you're just going to build a link from cupcake pointing towards your money site. That's it.
Okay, and how about tier 2 and tier 3? She's asking as well.
Tier 2 and tier 3, I think I did cover, but I'll like say it out again. Tier 2, again, it depends upon what kind of strategy that you are following. The strategy that I follow is PBN, Web 2.0, PBN. And that strategy just works for me, and it works amazingly well. And you won't see anyone sharing this strategy because it's very unique. And I use it all the time, and it just works for me. So
Okay,
if you are looking to build like tier 2, then I would say just build some good Web 2.0 on your tier 2.
okay. One question from my side. Have you seen guys still using e-sign article sort of thing in 2017?
No, I've never heard about Ezen for the last like 2 years. At the very least, like
Okay,
it was
fair
so
enough.
spammed, it was so spammed that Google decided to like just devalue them.
Right, fair enough. So Narmita Revan says, can we point to links from the same PBN to money site, or how many maximum links can we,
No,
point from one
I
PBN to
already
the money?
mentioned like uh, I'm just saying what is something I do, and I'm just sharing my views because I've never got any of my PBNs de-indexed. So I just try to play things as safe as possible, and my ROI is as high as like 600 to like 700% at times. So PBN is all about like patient game. So make sure that you do not like I know it can get tempting that I have built like two money set and I'll just link them, but do not do that.
No,
You
no.
are possibly looking to leave a footprint at that stage.
Sorry, Udit, he's asking, let's say if I have a PBN with 20 pages, right?
Right?
And I have a money site with, let's say, 50 pages. So from my PBN, can I make 5 links pointing to 5 different pages of the same money site?
Yeah, sure, you can do that. That's pretty normal. People do it all the time.
Okay, so like, is there any cap on how many maximum number of links should I be taking from a PBN?
There is no cap, but don't make it look like very obvious either. So let's say have a ratio of 20 to 20% maybe, let's say. So let's say if you have 10 pages on your site, right, on your PBN, then use two of them to link to your one site, I would say. Always make sure to use this 80-20 rule. It just works amazingly well.
Right, and Ashutosh is asking, linking money site with PBN, would it be exact anchor, LSI, generic, or naked URL?
Again, I would say use the 80-20 technique. So 20% would be your main keyword, your primary keyword, and rest 80% would be your LSI keyword, your different targeted keyword, or it can be any other synonym as well. So it can be anything else, but you always keep in mind to use this 80-20 strategy, 80-20% strategy, because it works very well and you're not trying to overdo things at the same time.
Okay, fair enough. And somebody is asking, like, any specific reason why PBN works?
Because Google, again, like I said, Google's patents of search engine is based on links. That is how they analyze. And when you're building a PBN, you're not building a PBN on a brand new domain. You're building them on an expired domain, and that expired domain already has got an authority. And backlinks coming from an authority makes a big impact versus a brand new domain. Because let's just say I'll give you a short example. Um, if if you knew Om, if you have just met Om for the first time, uh, you might think, okay, he is, and you might not trust him. But if you if he's already an authority in the market, which he is, he's a very big authority, and now if he recommends something or if he says something, you will trust him. So the same way, Google sees the same authority as the trust. So when you are building a brand new site, that is a brand new person just coming into the market. So how can Google just trust a brand new person recommending someone? or and at that stage, if uh, an authority, for example, Forbes, is pointing towards your site, right? That plays a very major impact. So it's kind of like the same like human concept that you can see. This is the reason why PBNs just work, because you are building a PBN on an expired domain, which already has a little bit of authority, which already has a lot of good backlinks. So PBN will always work regardless of whatever you do. And I can challenge you on this. I can challenge anyone that if PBN doesn't work, just let me know, and I'll build free PBNs for you. I'll give you like free accounts on Go PBN as well, because I know PBN works.
Right, fair enough. In fact, again, without naming people here, I personally know few people who have been selling, PBN links in excess of $10,000 a month consistently.
Right. I
Uh,
know a lot of people who are making close to around like $1 million a year just by selling PBN links.
Definitely, and it's very popular on Black Hat World and
It
places like
is.
those.
It is. That's why like we'll be coming onto it, and we'll be telling people how they can build their own PBN,
Right, absolutely.
start selling, and they can start monetizing. And this is something you will not find anywhere outside bloggers world. Like you won't find these information anywhere except for bloggers world, because Om and I, like, we have been very specific that we really want to help out the community, and we really want to help out community and just come out of that blogging and do a lot of different things, because there are different ways to monetize things. So far this has been hidden, but this is where like Om wants to help out each and everyone with his plan of like helping everyone to make at least $100. And trust me, if you start working on this, you can start making $100 on the very first day.
Definitely. I mean, there's nothing that I'm going to do personally, but then, I've personally, what pisses me off is people charging weird amounts of money for stupid Skype classes, and that really puts me off. So,
Yeah,
genuine request from my side
that
is
that really reminds me of this one person. His name is Gaurav. He's again from our community, and this reminds me of his story again and again, because when I started sharing things, he came up to me and he told me that Udit, like, you're sharing a lot of things, and I have been paying like 60,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees to for those digital marketing courses at like different classes.
right.
And I was really stunned to see that uh, how can these people charge so much money and not even deliver anything. Like knowledge is supposed to be like free. You are supposed to know like, okay, this is things are there. Now it depends upon you if you are taking action on it, or if you're not taking action on it. But this is where like Om took the entire initiative, and then like he convinced me, and we like together we have been trying to share as much information as possible to people, because all of us are working for our bread and butter over here. None of us are like looking to buy a Ferrari. Everyone is looking to support our family. Everyone is looking to live a better life, and that's the reason why each one of you is awake. Om is awake. You are all awake to learn, because even though it's 2:30, and the kind of energy you guys showed today was just amazing. I've never seen such amazing positive energy ever. I'll be very honest with you.
Definitely, Udit. And so thanks so much, guys. Thanks, Udit. And we'll shortly be, deciding the date for the next part of this PBN
Oh, by
series.
the way, Om, I have a question. Like, I remember I was asking you, like, whether this guy looks like me. Yeah, because I tried to like design this, so I just want to make sure and ask you, like, if it's close to me, or like I still have to work on my like.
I would reserve my comments on that.
Oh, okay. So that would, I will take that as like a no.
Maybe not. I'm sure you look much better in real life, having met you in
All right,
person.
all right.
And thanks so much, guys, for joining us. Stay subscribed to our Bloggers World YouTube channel, our Facebook group. So Udit is gonna share that script for hiding your PBNs from bots and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And there is another request from a lot of people. Would Udit be doing any giveaways? So I will probably hold the horses till the last webinar, and probably I'll do one from my side. even if
No,
you
yeah,
don't.
make sure that you attend and make sure that you share, because if we can get 5,000 views on this video, then we'll be doing a one giveaway from my side for sure. There'll be more giveaways, but one would be from my side for sure for the next 1 year. But we have to make sure that we get at least 5,000 views. So go ahead, share as much as you can on all your social site. Share as much as you want. Ask your friends to share, and if we can get about 5,000 views on this, then trust me, there's a giveaway after this right away.
Wow, that's super cool. That's very generous of you, Udit. And there's Madhav who's saying, is there any use if I buy an expired domain with this domain authority of 7 and PA21? Again, that's very subjective, but your thoughts?
Just make sure to look into your like backlink profile, because DA and PA can be easily faked out. So this is where we're gonna be. I think you just have to wait for the next session, because next session is gonna be a very practical session where I'll be like explaining you the entire process. I'll be helping you to analyze the backlinks. So I would just say that instead of just rushing into it, uh, just hold on, just wait for the next few days, and let us explain.
Right, right.
Let
So,
Om and me explain about it. You will have a much clear picture, and you will start getting all your answers solution right away after that.
awesome, awesome. So, just a couple of last moment questions before we close out.
Yeah, sure.
One guy has been repeatedly asking, how many days should we handle this PBN? Is 1 year enough, or should I continue it for lifetime? So probably I would say, so long as you're getting benefits, it makes sense to have it lifetime.
Yeah, like if I'm investing $10 and if I'm making $100 out of it, right?
Right.
I would do it for my life, and I would just scale up. So at that stage, I will invest $10,000 and I will make like $100,000 a month. And if I do like 100,000 and make 1 million, then I'll just keep scaling it up. So we are working for life. So we're not like, unless and until like he's looking to retire at a very early age and he's looking to go to Hawaii. So that is something, if he prefers, then yeah, you don't have to do it for long term. But then if you grow like big enough,
Right.
where your network is growing, then you can obviously like you can start building up your own team, where your team can start managing like your PBNs. That is something you can do.
Right. And the last one for the night would be, should I be using only niche relevant PBNs, and can I change the niche of a expired domain while rebuilding it?
That is a very good question, and I was hoping someone would come up with this, and I'm glad that this is the last question. So this is something I have been testing out, and from my experiments, what I would say is niche relevant domain, it gives a much better boost, but the non relevant niches uh, gave me a boost as well. It wasn't the same boost, but it still gave me it still gave me a boost. Now the problem is, so many people are getting into expired domain game, and so many people are getting into domaining game as well. Like domainers, they are buying expired domain and they are selling those domains at the same time, and more and more people are coming into PBN. So finding a niche related domain has become a bit of a challenge at this stage. So even if you build a non niche relevant domain, that is completely fine. You might not get the exact same boost, but at the same time, what you can do is you can then add a web 2.0 and a PBN on top of it, and it will give you twice the better effect at that stage.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So 2 cents from my side. I've had cases where I've bought expired domains which are like personal blogs. Let's say, for example, I know this is never gonna happen and hopefully it wouldn't. But let's say omtoke.com or uditgoenka.com expires and somebody takes it and builds something else on it, which is totally fine, right? Because it was anyway a multi-niche blog, probably talking more about making money online, affiliate marketing and stuff like that, and somebody makes a travel experience blog out of it. It looks very natural to my eyes.
Yeah, that is like perfect. So I think That is something people should do. And again, I know a lot of you would be having like other PBN related questions, so you can always ask in Bloggers World, and I'm already active over there. I'll be very happy to answer your questions, and not just with PBN. If you have any other SEO questions as well, you can always post on Bloggers World anytime. And if you want me to answer them personally, you can just tag me anytime, because at times, like, I get tagged so much everywhere that sometimes I might miss. So just like tag me, and I'll make sure to answer any of your questions. And I'm just ready to help each one of you at any point of stage that you want.
Sorry to interrupt you, Udit. So have you went to WordCache, right? WordCamp, right?
Yeah, I just came back from WordCamp today.
So how is it? So just me, I mean, like I need the experience because I didn't went. Actually, I got calls from people who already attended. So how is it and how
It
is it?
was very boring. I'll be very honest with you.
Yeah, yeah. Even me also, I missed that part. That too. But that's
It
it
was
only.
it was it was very boring. Like, the sessions were very boring, and the speakers, I think, were speaking for the first time. They were very nervous. Like, everyone could feel it. They were nervous, and they were like one good speaker, but like most of them couldn't even connect to the audience. They were just trying to, like, they were trying real hard, and I think they could have done a better job. But I think regardless, the overall setup was good. But if you have missed out, you have not really missed out.
Yeah, thank God. Okay, okay. We can wrap up the session because it's
All
already
right.
late.
And I guess the second part is gonna put me in a little bit of trouble with it because I'm also a GoDaddy partner and we have few relations going. So
No, 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 don't worry. Like, at that stage, what we'll do is, there are workarounds for
I'm
everything.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. So it's all cool.
No, I just want to make sure, like, you're safe.
Definitely.
All
So
right.
thanks so much, guys. We still have 50
So
lives.
much.
So cool of all of you. Thanks very much. And we'll announce the next series on Facebook group very soon.
And
And I'm
sorry to interrupt, Tom, but do make sure to share this video. If it gets over 5,000 views, there is going to be a giveaway. So make sure to share as much as you want, as possible.
definitely, definitely. I've already done that, and I'm sure these people are listening. And oh, yes, that's another good, very good question. Do you use ever like AdSense on PBNs if it's getting high traffic?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I was hoping to hear a yes because even I do, and I was quite skeptical.
Yeah, because like I said, the whole idea is to make it look as natural as possible, right?
Right.
So at that stage, you have to make it look natural. So some of my sites even has like affiliate banners. So I think one of my site, this is what I did, and this is another way you can monetize. One of my PBN ended up like, it ended up getting close to around 25,000 unique visitors a month now. So what I did, I went to buy sell ads, and I listed that particular PBN
Oh,
on
wow.
that particular site, and I got 3 4 good advertisers, and I'm making close to around like $1,000 on ads on that one particular from that one particular PBN. So now I'm no longer treating it as PBN; it has become my money site.
Definitely. So I think the questions will keep flowing. Pankaj was asking something, but I'm not able to read out his question. So don't worry, Pankaj. We'll definitely take it next time because there's a flurry of message still coming in.
Sure, sure. You guys can always leave all those questions in Blogger World itself, and we'll be like happy to like give you a very detailed answer for all those questions. And plus, that will even help everyone to follow up, and they can read all those questions. So maybe we can do a like Q&A type of thing, like AMA kind of thing, and Ashish can post like AMA related to PBNs, and everyone can start asking questions in the same thread, and I'll be very happy to answer all of them.
Right, absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and that's it for tonight. Have a good night and have a good sleep. Keep blogging. Keep growing your blogging empire. $100 at a time. This is Om signing out. Good night.